We'll have you back to Philadelphia for the Rangers and Flyers momentarily, but this just in. It has been 11,000 hours since a National Hockey League goal was scored, and J.P. Dumont of the Buffalo Sabres has scored the first goal of this season. We're already underway. We know there's going to be a lot of scoring. Let's talk Flyers Rangers for a second. Flyers get Peter Forsberg. You played with them. You've been in the locker room with them in Colorado. Tell us something about Peter Forsberg that the stats might not show.
He doesn't have to be the whole show. He is part of the team. I've been in the locker room with him. He's been yelled at by coaches. He takes it. He goes out. He plays better. Other guys might curl up in a shell. Other star players can't take the criticism. He can, and he shows it every night and shows up every night.
Can he sell tickets?
He sells tickets like nobody else.
Well, there's another player for the New York Rangers, Jaromir Jagr. On and off, he has been the best player in the NHL. He's won a Hart Trophy as the MVP, but Jaromir Jagr has been on and off. Is it as simple as this, that if Jagr is on this year, the New York Rangers could make the playoffs?
Oh, absolutely. I think Jaromir Jagr is going to go, the New York Rangers rather are going to go as Jaromir Jagr goes. He is good enough to carry a team by himself, and with the rule changes, you never know. He also played in Russia last year, really enjoyed hockey. Maybe he's going to be back.
Time to drop the puck on our game. We'll send you back to Sam Rosen and John Davidson. Gentlemen.
Oh, it's okay. I'll use that. Back at the Wachovia Center, Sam Rosen, John Davidson, Bob Harwood, as we get set to start the 2005-2006 season. The New York Rangers have a new #1 goaltender, Kevin Weeks, who has been around the league with Carolina, with the Islanders. But coming to the Rangers right now, he's the #1 man.
The last 3 exhibition games he played, he was terrific. All of them were on home ice at Madison Square Garden. Yes, he's the #1 guy, backed up by Henrik Lundqvist from Sweden.
And across the way is Robert Esche. He was the man in goal who took the Flyers to the Eastern Conference Finals 2 seasons back, as they went to the 7th game and lost 2-1 on the road to the eventual Stanley Cup champion Tampa Bay Lightning.
During the time when there was no hockey, he worked out a little bit with Colgate College.
Nice. Terry Fraser and Blaine Angus are the referees. Steve Barton and John Moran the linesmen. And the season is underway for the Rangers and Flyers. This is Darius Kasparaitis, #6, firing it deep. Michael Nylander, a Ranger free agent pickup, dropping it off for Martin Ruchinski, his 3rd stint with the Rangers. Jaromir Jagr, the man they're counting on to score. He's checked by Chris Terrien. Now it's Ruchinski turning and shooting. Saved by Esche. Rebound. Better Tuden, the defenseman, hit the side of the net. Esche pins the puck to the side of the net. We get a whistle stopping play. Early pressure by the Rangers on Robert Esche.
Good stop by Esche, able to hang on to the rebound. We'll look at the Rangers scratches for this game. Billy Niederman out with a groin injury. Won't play until Saturday. That'll be game 3 for the Rangers. Dale Purinton suspended. And Kadrachev and Pruka, 2 new players, both European. They expect a Western Canada-styled game here tonight, Sam, a rough one. So those 2 players out of the lineup. They could go tomorrow night against Montreal.
A sea of orange here at the Wachovia Center. Fans wearing orange T-shirts with the words, "Back where we belong."
And they think
and
Peter
a penalty
Forsberg
coming up on the Rangers here, John. A tripping call.
Yes, that will be against the Rangers in the offensive zone. As I think it's Jaromir Jagr going to go. No, it's Marcel Hossa. Pardon me. His first shift as a New York Ranger, and Kerry Fraser will make the call.
Number 81, New York. 2 minutes, tripping.
Marcel Hossa, recently acquired in a trade from Montreal. There's Ken Hitchcock in his 3rd year as head coach of the Philadelphia Flyers, a championship winner in Dallas.
Well, he has the power play here. Peter Forsberg's first shift was his first partial shift was when the penalty was called, and now he's on the ice here for his first full shift, and it will be on the power play.
Kim Janssen, #5, a one-time Ranger, moving it ahead. This is Michael Hansus, #26. Jeff Carter in his first NHL game, #17. Great moment for him. Peter Forsberg, originally drafted by the Philadelphia Flyers, but traded away in the deal that brought Eric Lindros to the Flyers, and Peter Forsberg going to Quebec, and Quebec then moving to Colorado.
When Forsberg was signed by the Flyers, they had 83,000 phone calls over the next few days.
Good save by Weeks on Carter's quick shot. Janssen to Simon Gagne playing the point. 4 forwards, 1 defenseman for the power play. That shot went off the blocker of Weeks. Jason Ward, number 14 for New York, trying to move the puck. Tied up. Handzus for Philadelphia. Back to Gagne. Gagne has it knocked away by Ward.
A quick stick by Ward went after Gagne, a forward playing the point on the blue line.
50 seconds left in the power play for the Flyers. We're 2 minutes in, no score in the game, Rangers clear.
Sam, 83,000 phone calls to the Flyers over the next few days after Forsberg was signed, wondering about ticket availability. 350,000 hits on their website just because Peter Forsberg was signed. How about that?
The website went down for a little while. There were so many hits.
Man, he makes, and he's a bunch of Swedish writers here for this game tonight. It's wild.
Very excited about him. Ratchi and Pitkanen now at the point. Mike Richards also in his first NHL game. A former first-round draft pick of the Flyers, wearing number 18. They're very high on him. He played very well in the playoffs last year for the Philadelphia Phantoms.
Flyers power play, just one bad angle shot with only 4 seconds to go on it. The Rangers actually look more calm than I expected them to be here in Philadelphia. There was a loud crowd to start. The Flyers are pumped. They're a big team. The Rangers look rather relaxed.
Team's back at full strength. No score in the game. Michael Nylander with a puck. And the back pass on the line. Shot by Marek Malika. Save. Tough low shot. Good bad save made by Ed. Mike Knuble, who started his NHL career with the Rangers, really developed with Boston. And a free agent signing of the Flyers dumped it in. Puck into the Flyers zone. And it's moved across from Seidenberg to Eric Desjardins. Puck all the way down. And this will be an icing on the Flyers. We are 3 minutes, 17 seconds into the game. No score.
We were talking about Peter Forsberg and the splash that he's made. And you think about his career. He's been banged up some over the years. You see the All-Star games. Hard trophy, which means championship, or at least MVP of the league. Now, this is when he was drafted way back in 1991 by the Philadelphia Flyers. Never played for him, as you mentioned. He traded to Quebec. That franchise moved to Colorado. There he won a Stanley Cup, and there's Bobby Clarke. Actually, 2 cups. Bobby Clarke, the general manager here in Philadelphia, giving Forsberg the jersey. And now are the expectations high here in Philadelphia? Oh, my.
And he got a huge ovation when he was introduced. And prior to that, his picture was put up on the video board, and the crowd went crazy. Henrik Seidenberg. Dennis Seidenberg sending it in. Puck moved by Michael Roosevelt. Roosevelt, former Pittsburgh Penguin, number 3 for New York. That shot got through to Weeks. He was screened, but he made the save.
Great screen by Handzus. Great screen by Handzus, whose hair might have gotten in the way of Kevin Weeks. He's got to have the longest hair in the league, but he did the job on the screen, and Kevin Weeks with a nice save.
After the game, I'm asking him for some. Sammy Kapanen's out for a while. Darian Hatcher's out with a suspension. Patrick Sharp is a healthy scratch.
Yeah, Darian Hatcher will miss the first 3 games because the last time he had played hockey was for Detroit in a playoff game against Calgary, and he was a naughty boy. Used the elbow, created an injury, so he's out 3 games. Kapanen, a real good finish player, had surgery, and he'll be out about another 2 months, huh?
Yes.
In that neighborhood.
The captain, Keith Primo, is on, number 25. With Turner Stevenson, former New Jersey Devil, and Donald Brashear. This is a big...
You look at one player, he's big. Then you look at the next one, he's bigger. And then you go to the next one, he's even bigger than that.
And Turner Stevenson came over to us before the game. He said, it's about a half a ton on the ice right there. They're big boys. Primo moves it. Primo moving in on Jason Strudwick. Puck knocked away. Brashear back. Set up for Primo. Save made by Weeks. Nice setup.
All 3 forwards. All 3 forwards. Actually, was
Stevenson with a good pass.
Beautiful pass. Right out in front. And Kevin Weeks again makes a save without allowing a rebound. Now, we do have rule changes happening as the new NHL begins. There should be a lot more freedom on the ice. The 2-line pass with a center ice red line does not count. You can pass the puck all the way up to the other blue line. End zones are bigger. A lot of good things.
And the one important thing, too, John, is goalie equipment smaller. Broken stick, better Tootin on defense. Goes to the bench and gets another stick. As play continues into the Flyers zone. No score in the game. Marcel Hossa trying to get out in front. Hossa, the younger brother of Marian Hossa, formerly with the Ottawa Senators, now with the Atlanta Thrashers.
We talked to Marian yesterday. Marian in Atlanta by phone. And says he likes it down there playing for Atlanta. They need to get their star player Kovalchuk signed. Any update on that?
He's in New York, but no talks yet. His girlfriend just gave birth. And but they're still several million apart. That shot by Martin Straka deflects up into the netting.
When you say several million.
Well, the word I had is that he wants a 5-year deal for $35 million. The Thrashers are at $29 million.
What's $6 million, give or take, over 5 years? Huh?
Pretty good deal, John.
Well, that's a lot of money, but he's a great player. Hopefully they'll get it figured out.
Be good for the Thrashers and good for the
NHL.
league.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
Right.
He's a great player. Ilya Kovalchuk of the Atlanta Thrashers was fun to watch. Rangers, their shot deflected off a Flyer up into the netting, so faceoff stays in the Flyer zone.
Tim Johnson and Chris Therien. Therien back with the Philadelphia Flyers. Terry Murray is back on the bench as an assistant coach working the defense for the Flyers. Branko Radovojevic, number 19. Back to Johnson. And deep Brian Savage on Montreal Canadiens.
It's interesting, you know, Therien, he's a big defenseman. He's playing opposite Yager. Yager, a right winger, who's the Rangers' best offensive player. Therien is the left defenseman. Therien's minus 20 pounds. They've got him into good shape. He's much quicker on his feet. And he draws that's 2 shifts now. He's been against Yager early in this game, and that's a compliment, I think, to Therien.
Tom Poti, who changed his number this year, wearing number 16 for New York, able to clear out. Desjardins for Philadelphia. Yager. Nice lead. Moving in is Tom Poti with a shot knocked away by Esch. He's set up by Dominic Moore. Penalty hit by Ryan Holwig.
I think Holwig got the penalty as we have an injury.
He hit Seidenberg. We will have an update on the Boston-Montreal game when we come back. There's no score here in Philadelphia.
In Boston tonight, the 670th meeting between the Canadiens and the Bruins, and Montreal has drawn first blood. Nifty backhand pass by Nicholas Sundstrom to Jan Bulis, driving, top shelving over the shoulder of Andrew Raycroft. Still in the first period, 1-0 for Montreal. I'll send you back down to Philadelphia where the Rangers and the Flyers are playing. Sam and JD, gentlemen.
Back here in Philadelphia, nice rush up the ice, quick transition in that game by Montreal.
See the defender couldn't hook and hold as Bulis went in and scored, a result of the new rules.
Ryan Holwig in the penalty box, and the second power play of the game for the Philadelphia Flyers, 0 for 1. Simon Gagne and Kim Janssen play the points. Mike Knuble up front with Mike Richards, number 18. And John Sim, who had a terrific training camp preseason. He was the leading scorer for the Flyers in preseason. Last year had a great year with the Philadelphia Phantoms, and he's well known to Ken Hitchcock because he played with him in Dallas, for him in Dallas.
You know what's interesting about John Sim is his conditioning level. He spent all summer in New Glasgow, Nova Scotia, eastern portion of Canada, the Maritimes up there, working out with Colin White. Colin White's a defenseman with the New Jersey Devils. They did a lot of different things. Tennis, biking, running, all kinds of things. Well, Sim plays for the Flyers. White plays for the New Jersey Devils.
They'll meet 8 times this season.
Maybe, yeah. I don't think they'll be quite as friendly.
Strongman contest on the ice. Mike Knuble fires in. Blair Betts for New York. Blair Betts, Jed Ortmeyer, Tom Poti, and Casey Strudwick as the penalty killers. No score in the game. A little over 7 minutes gone by. Janssen fired across from Sim to Gagne. Janssen one-timer, deflected away. Comes out to the point to Janssen again. Mike Richards up to Janssen, takes the shot. The save made. A lot of traffic in front. Weeks didn't know where the puck was for a moment. Richards in the corner. Just 20 years old. His mom and dad flew in from Kenora, Ontario to see him play his first NHL game. Side of the net. Weeks trying to stop the puck. And finally, he's got it with a glove with some pushing and shoving going on in the crease.
Sim fell into Weeks. It was interesting. Gagne made a good little move, and then last second had the puck chipped away from his stick. You'll see Gagne fake the shot, and then the stick right there chips the puck away, and then Weeks never had a hard shot come his way. There's Strudwick working over Sim as he gets knocked down. So the Flyers' power play has not really what you'd term had a quality shot, and they've had about 3 minutes and 22 seconds worth of power play so far here in the first period.
They seem to be setting up the point men, John.
Oh, yeah. Well, there's more room. There's more room now in the end zones with the new NHL. 4 feet more room from blue line to backboards in both zones, the big zones, so it gives you more room to set up your point.
Out to the point, face-off won by Hanzus. Now Peter Forsberg with Yanni Pitkin in one timing. It goes wide. Jeff Carter back to Forsberg. Hanzus set up in front. Pass across. Save. Weeks on a hard shot by Mike Rathje. Hanzus gets it to Carter. 15 seconds left in the power play. Carter pressured by Dominic Moore. Now it's Forsberg. Here's Rathje. Forsberg meets Malik. Gets it to Carter. 2 seconds to go in the power play. Shot by Carter. Saved by Weeks. And the team's back at full strength. Forsberg trying to bank it in off the defenseman. Forsberg setting up a la Gretzky behind the net. And the puck taken away by Jason Ward. And the Rangers come out with Ryan Holwig out of the penalty box. He sends it in. Esch stops it. Plays it quickly. Goaltender can play the puck in front of the goal line anywhere. And there you saw Esch come out and play it. Behind the goal line, he can only play within that trapezoid setup. Some hitting going on in the Ranger zone.
I think the Flyers need to establish their hitting. They haven't done it yet. Brashear just nailed Jágr.
Knocked him down. Nylander drops it off for Jágr. Brashear on him. Jágr wards him off. Ruchinski sandwiched behind the net.
When the Flyers start hitting like this, it gets their fans into the game.
3 on 2 as Brashear drops it off. Curtis Stevenson back to Brashear. Pass blocked by Kasparaitis. And the puck worked out of the zone by Jágr. Here's Ruchinski. Drop pass to Nylander. Now Jágr shoots. Save made. And Nylander didn't have an angle trying for the rebound. This is the Rangers' top line. Nylander controls the puck well. Shot by Strudwick. Score! Jason Strudwick gives the New York Rangers a 1-0 lead on a big shot from the point. Esch was screened in front.
It may have been deflected. I'm not 100% sure. Strudwick, who played about 11 games at Budapest, Hungary during the lockout, made the New York Rangers to give them some size. Nylander will get the assist, and you're right, there was a big screen set up in front by the Flyers' own players. Nylander, who's a shifty player, sets up the shot, and the only traffic you see are black jerseys there. No white jerseys. Oh, it may have gone off a foot there. Did you see that?
Okay.
May have gone off somebody's skate. 1-0. The Rangers have had to kill off 2 Flyer power plays and now have a 1-0 lead.
On the boards, Marcel Hossa. Strudwick gets the goal. Nylander and Jágr get the assist, and New York takes a 1-0 lead. 7:30, 9:31 is the top of the goal. Fired from a sharp angle, comes all the way through. And Marcel Hossa's long pass intercepted nicely by Janssen.
Tim Janssen says he's an old veteran now. He's 29 years
29.
old.
Starting with the Rangers, he was just a peach fuzz-faced young guy. When saw him today, he says, "You're getting to be an old timer." He said, "Yeah, I know. I'm 29 now." He's a good hockey player,
Yes,
Sam.
he is.
He can be the power play guy. He's got speed, especially with the game that should be a little more open.
He played big-time hurt in the conference finals against Tampa Bay. Long shot tipped wide. Good effort by Mike Richards. The puck bounces into the crease and is smothered by Kevin Weeks. 9:28 to go. First period here in Philadelphia. The New York Rangers score first on the long shot by Jason Strudwick that beat Robert Esch.
20. In Boston, the Bruins are on the board. Nifty pass from Pat Leahy to Patrice Bergeron. Watch for the season 37 in black is going to have zing. What a shot to the top corner over the right hand of Jose Theodore. 1-1 still in the first. Canadiens and the Boston Bruins. Back to Sam and JD.
Bergeron's a good player for Boston.
I think he'll be their best player ahead of Joel Thornton. I really do. I think he's that good. He's only 20 years of age. You know, I don't think that in watching that last replay that the Strudwick goal went off of anybody. I think he may have skipped off the ice.
Okay. Oh, you got those eyes cleared up now. Good job by you.
It's been a long time since we've been up here.
Puck down into the Ranger zone. Darius Kasparaitis chased by John Sim. Marcel Hossa lost it. Flyers control it. Dennis Seidenberg playing it to Eric Desjardins. Desjardins pressured by Martin Straka. Flyers are out hitting the Rangers thus far in the game.
But most of those hits came on one shift.
Chances pretty even for the most part.
And remember, the Flyers have had 2 full power plays, 4 minutes worth. That could have gotten them going. And the Rangers, I think when you look at the Rangers preseason, probably their penalty killing was the best part of their game.
They spent a lot of time on it,
right,
John. They took a lot of penalties. Flyers move back in. Peter Forsberg centered in front, score! Simon Gagne. Beautiful setup by Forsberg. And the game is tied.
Turnover right at center ice. You do that with people like Gagne and Forsberg. Most people know about Forsberg, what a great player he is. But I'll tell you what, Gagne's not far behind him. He's a world-class hockey player. Worked out a lot during the lockout, got himself stronger. The Rangers lost control right there. 3 or 4 men trapped up ice. 2-on-1 the other way, bang, beautiful play. The Rangers tried to pass through the middle to Ortmeyer. It was not completed. 2-on-1. Forsberg pulled the defender, Strudwick, who made that pass for the turnover. He pulled him to his side of the ice. Back over to Gagne. One-time shot. We're tied at 1.
Forsberg played only one preseason game because he was injured. The Flyers have been waiting for this line to work together. Young Carter on the right, Gagne, as you said, an outstanding player on the left, and Forsberg in the man in the middle. Gagne from Forsberg at 11:39, and the game is tied at 1. This is Jaromir Jagr working behind the net for New York. Out in front, tipped away. Good play by Hanzus in front. Rangers keep it in. Martin Ruchinski with a puck heading for the net. Backhander saved by Ash.
That was a great save because Ruchinski was all alone.
Jagr's going to go. Penalty. Lost the puck to Hanzus as he tried to beat him one-on-one.
He's mad.
And he hooked him.
He's mad, but it's a penalty. He's mad. He fired the puck. He has to keep his cool where it belongs because if not, he'll get a double minor. It's a hook. He put the hook. You know, here's the rule, folks. Watch the stick of Jagr. See that? It's horizontal with the ice surface. He pulled into the hip of Hanzus. It's an instinctive tight move. You can't do it. This will be a good look at it. He tried to go around Hanzus. He pulled Hanzus down. It's a penalty.
Right.
The stick is parallel to the ice and into the body or above, facing the ceiling, facing the roof, the sky. It'll be a penalty. And Jagr has to understand that, as do all the other players. And the players themselves, Sam, were in on the rule changes.
Right.
It wasn't just management, but it was players also.
Flyers' third power play, 0 for 2. The rookie Mike Richards sends it into the corner. Mike Knuble, number 22, after it. Richards, Knuble, Gagne, Janssen, and Sim for the power play for Philadelphia. Mike Richards moves in, fakes a shot down low. Knuble back to Richards. Just hit the outside of the net. Beautiful give and go. Penalty upcoming. Another penalty called. Going to be on the Rangers. They'll be 2 men short.
It's the first of 4 penalties the Rangers have taken that's been in their own zone. 1 at center ice, 2 in the offensive zone, and this one is a high sticking call. It'll be a Flyer 5-on-3 for 1 minute 23 seconds.
6 white, 2 minutes, high sticking.
Blaine Angus makes the call. Darius Kasparaitis will sit. And here's a big chance for the Flyers.
Kasparaitis, number 6, reaches around. See, I know the stick there. It was into the player's body, Sam. It was, again, the player was bent over. The tip of the blade was up towards the player's face. The call's made.
Forsberg, Gagne, Knuble, Janssen, and Desjardins for the power play. Rangers have Blair Betts, Michael Roosevelt, and Marek Malik. Forsberg slipped it through and it's knocked away. Weeks, I believe, got the stick on it. Desjardins to Janssen. Desjardins. Gets it back from Forsberg. Now Forsberg moving toward the net. A save made by Weeks. The rebound chipped away. Gagne attempted a shot. Here's a chance for Knuble that goes wide. Forsberg controlling play beautifully. Forsberg again. Holding. Desjardins to Forsberg. 45 seconds in the 2-man advantage. Desjardins one time set saved by Weeks. Now it's Kim Janssen. Desjardins. Here's Forsberg.
Something happens with Forsberg.
Set up for Knuble. He scores!
Every time.
Forsberg controlled everything and is passing beautiful. And the Flyers capitalize on a 2-man advantage and lead it 2-1.
Power play goal, 5-on-3. And just watch Forsberg. He's got the puck. Every time he's got the puck, I mean, he draws people to him. He finds open passing lanes. Look at the brilliance. He feathered that puck up in the air. It landed flat. He saucered it. The puck went in the air and landed flat with his magical hands. Knuble just finished the shot. It's in. The Flyers, for the first time, lead.
And they'll still have a man advantage with Kasparaitis still in the penalty box. It'll be a 5-on-4. Knuble gets the goal from Forsberg and Desjardins at 13:54, a power play goal. So earlier, John, the Flyers' power play was the shots were coming from the points. With Forsberg on, they started to work it down low.
But he was on the first power play, Sam, and nothing happened. The 5-on-3, where he has all that room with the bigger end zones, I mean, that's just like trying to give a dog a great big pork chop. I mean, you know he's going to love it and take it and do what he has to do. Forsberg was brilliant. He made all kinds of passes. You know it's going to click.
Now I know why your dogs are so happy.
Yeah.
You're giving them pork chops all the time.
I used to. We had a lockout. I couldn't afford it anymore. Well, that was just Peter Forsberg's brilliance. Give him the puck and watch him find somebody open.
Around the net, Mike Rathke. 25 seconds to go in the power play for Philadelphia.
Forsberg signed here in Philadelphia. There were two other teams that wanted to sign him, and he chose the Philadelphia Flyers. He wouldn't tell me the other two teams because he didn't want to embarrass their teams or their GMs because he wouldn't go there or their cities. He's a very classy guy. He says, yeah, I had two others. I was very serious about all three. Took the Flyers, but the other two, I don't even want to mention who they were.
A player profile, and you see what the profile there with 3 things. He probably add another dozen things to that because he's such a great player.
His 2 primary assists here already in the first period. He set up. He made the plays for the shot on both goals.
Marek Malik fires it off the boards. 10 seconds to go on the power play. Desjardins moving in with room. He shoots. Knocked down in front. Batted at by Hansu. Saved by Weeks.
Rangers had a chance to clear the puck. Malik tried to bank it out, but it was kept in at the blue line. And sure enough, the Flyers go right back. It was kind of a bouncy puck when dropped right down to Hanzus. And a real quick play. Hanzus is on the left side. The man with all the hair. See, bang into him. Quick shot. And Kevin Weeks makes a tight save. Good play by him to hang on. So, 3 seconds to go. Big face-off for both teams as Kasparaitis will come out of the box again in 3 seconds.
You're fixated on Hunter's hair, huh?
Well, it just looks different. This is the time, I mean, that's like the 70s.
Here's Yager. Team's back in full strength. Kasparaitis out of the penalty box. Works it ahead. On the boards, Nylander. Up to Cody. Wrists it toward the net. Blocked in front by Therrien. Comes out to Ruchinski. Saved by Esch. Therrien moves it. Turner Stevenson to keep Primo. Primo against Strudwick. Pulls up, makes the play in front, off the stick of Turner Stevenson, just wide. Stevenson with a good hit on Nylander. Nylander, long outlet, and that is a legal pass all the way across the red line to the other side. You can do that this year. And deep Steve Ruchin, who came over and traded with the Anaheim Mighty Ducks. Ruchin takes a hard hit from Brashear. Brashier's had a couple of good, clean hits.
Clean, that's exactly right. Good, solid, hard hits. You have to be a good skater to get there to take the body, and he's done it.
Hanzus, nice move on Kasparaitis. Poke checked away by Weeks. Comes out in front, is played by Straka. Has trouble, and is taken away by Branko Radivojevic. His pass is out of the zone. 3:45 to go first period. Flyers out shooting the Rangers 12-7, leading 2-1.
And the Flyers have had 4 power plays to the Rangers 1. They've been a more disciplined team. That's a story here in the first period.
Marcel Hossa was stopped by the rookie Jeff Carter. Forsberg plays it back. Rathke, one-time San Jose Shark, moves it up. Now it's Jeff Carter. Jeff Carter and Mike Richards joined the Philadelphia Phantoms in the American Hockey League playoffs last season and helped lead them to the Calder Cup championship.
Carter won the scoring race in the playoffs.
Play in front by Roosevelt for the Rangers, and it's brought out by Blair Betts.
Carter, you play a few playoff games in the American League out of junior, and you win a championship, you return and get into the NHL, and your center is Peter Forsberg.
Pretty nice.
Oh, my.
Under 3 minutes to go in the first period. Flyers elevating their game and taking advantage of the power play.
Flyers are starting to move the puck here really well.
Strudwick through the zone, couldn't do it. Mike Knuble plays it across. Kim Johnson with a shot, saved by Weeks. Strudwick gets it ahead for Ryan Holwig. Amy Lundmark. Some new faces on the Rangers this year. They've brought a lot of young players in. Dominic Moore took a hit. Holwig went sliding into the net, knocked it off the pegs, and play stopped with 2:28 to go. First.
Well, tonight in Tampa Bay, exciting time for the Lightning. Biggest thrill is winning the cup and parading it. Second is getting the ring. And third is in your own building, seeing the Stanley Cup banner raised to the rafters. And that's what the Tampa Bay Lightning are going through at home tonight. They're 1-1, by the way, Carolina and Tampa. Highlights in our Dodge Intermission report later. Sam and JD.
All right, thanks, guys. Ken Hitchcock, how about this, Sam? Everybody tries to do different things during training camp. He took his club for a full day at the boathouse on Boathouse Row, the Fairmont Boathouse. I've got the players out in those long, narrow boats, and you have to row as a team. They have a few problems, though.
Yeah.
11 of the players, 11 of them, wore those loose shorts,
right?
You know, sitting there instead of the real tight ones. Blisters.
Where?
Well, that put one and one together. It makes two.
On the backside.
On the backside. The derriere part of things. As Ken was telling us, 7 of them had trouble with their hands, but what an experience. Imagine 11 players in to see the training staff.
Tootin with a shot for New York and a good save by Ash. Ruchinski to Yager. Yager gets double teamed. Puck kept in by Kasparaitis. Off the boards. Nylander against Terrien. Nylander with a nice move. Played it off the boards for himself to get away from the big defenseman.
You can see this is the Rangers' #1 line. You can see this is the line that has the puck in the other team's zone. And Nylander, number 92, I think of all the players, he surprised me the most with the most talent and skill.
Trying to set up Yager, who's deflected. Better Tootin.
Of course, I was talking about the Rangers team, not both teams. I was talking about the Rangers themselves. Nylander is one shifty guy.
Intercept by Kasparaitis. Down low for Ruchinski. Carrying on him. Rangers keeping the puck in the Flyers zone. This is better Tootin. Kasparaitis across to Ruchinski for a shot. Saved by Edge. Under a minute to go in the first period. Puck cleared aside. Kasparaitis to Yager.
It's the same unit of 5 that Ken Hitchcock's using here. That's a Primo line, Terrien, and Johnsson against the Yager unit. And that time the Yager unit played pretty well.
The Flyers get cheers from the fans for finally getting the puck out of the zone. Kept in for quite some time by New York. Arnie Straka in the zone. Straka last played with LA before the lockout.
Sam, the one thing is that the line for the Rangers had the puck in the whole shift, but they only had one bad angle shot on goal, so there was no panic by the Flyer player.
Good defensive zone coverage,
yeah, sure. Without taking a penalty, too.
Banged off the glass. And it's John Sims sending it in. You know, you talk about coaches doing things as a team, John. You talk about the rowing that the Flyers did, something that the Rangers did in training camp, and that the Flyers will be doing next week. The Rangers went to West Point for team bonding, and the Flyers are doing that for several days of problem solving, working out, some on ice, but it's a team bonding experience.
The team of the Rangers guys had to pull an 8,000-pound Humvee up a hill a quarter mile. They didn't call you and ask you to help?
Lucky we weren't in it. Coming up on the Dodge Intermission Report, Bill Clement, Keith Jones, and Neil Smith in the studio. They'll look at scores and highlights. They'll look at the new rules, and we'll get an update on the debut of Sidney Crosby. From Philadelphia, where the Flyers lead the Rangers 2-1, we go back to the studio to Bill. Good to have hockey back. Opening nights in the NHL are always special. Tonight, extra special because of the relaunch of the NHL, and there's a lot of excitement everywhere. Here, we're watching a couple of great players in Peter Forsberg, Jaromir Jagr. Forsberg took charge of the game in that first period, I thought, John.
Sure did. Well, the Flyers were more disciplined. They stayed away from turnovers, stayed out of the penalty box, and the Rangers paid when they turned the puck over once, and sure enough, Forsberg was involved. And then 5-on-3, give the puck to Forsberg and watch out. And you don't, I don't think, understand how brilliant his mind is on the ice, and then he takes his mind and he puts it into his hands, and he times everything beautifully. Man, he was brilliant. Just brilliant that period.
Let's find out what the Rangers are thinking. Our Bob Harwood is with Rangers head coach Tom Reddy. Bob?
Okay, Sam, thank you, Tom. I think what we saw in terms of the penalties in the first period was guys trying to get away with what was part of the old habit and the old mindset. Is there a matter of time, do you think, before they unlearn the habits?
Well, there better not be. We better unlearn these habits right away, or we're going to lose a hockey game tonight, and it'll be a long season. So we've got to pay attention to how the game's getting called well and play the game appropriately.
Boys will be boys, but we hope they unlearn it soon. Tom, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, guys.
Thanks, Bob. That's a good point. You think about all they went through during the preseason, trying to adjust to the new rules, but it's clear that how the referees are going to call the game.
Yeah, you can complain all you want, but pay attention. And I did make a mistake during the first period saying the Rangers had one power play. They didn't have any. The Flyers had 4, Rangers none. The Flyers were more disciplined.
Darius Kasparaitis for New York. Lifting it ahead, but it goes into the Rangers bench. Stopping play. Take a look at some of the numbers in the first period, with the Flyers having the edge. Scoring chances, shots on goal, face-offs, 1 hits, and the Flyers have the 2-1 lead. It could have been more.
Yeah. Well, the thing that was clear was the Flyers on the 5-on-3 give the puck to Forsberg if things are going to happen. Another thing that was clear was the Rangers' #1 line that's on the ice now. You could see by far and away is their best offensive line.
And Ken Hitchcock matching his big, strong line with Keith Primo, Turner Stevenson, and Donald Brashear against that
and the same
line.
2 defensemen, so it's a unit of 5. Ken Hitchcock will look at a game. He's the home ice coach, so he has the last change. Terrien and Johnsson are the 2 defensemen on the ice, and that unit of 5 at even strength has been on the ice every shift against Nylander, Jágr, and Ruchinski on the left side. And Nylander, with Primo getting thrown out here, Nylander should win the draw. Brashear is not a noted face-off man.
And it's taken away by Primo. He got a backhander off wide. Good hustle by Keith Primo to take the puck away. Primo, the captain of the Philadelphia Flyers and one of the outstanding leaders and the intermediaries between coach and players.
Ken Hitchcock, the Flyer head coach, said the thing about Primo is I can go to him when I'm mad at some of my team and he'll go and convey the message.
Lead for Nylander, in deep, but he's forced back by Terrien. Out to Marek Malik for a shot. Blocked in front. Jágr working against Primo. Jágr finds the puck. Nylander tips it to Martin Ruchinski. Good play by Terrien with a poke check. And it's banged off the boards by Primo. Malik tried to keep it in, but it was outside the line. He kicked it back in for an offside.
You were talking about Primo and I was mentioning that when the head coach, Ken Hitchcock, has a problem with his team and the way they're playing or the way they're practicing or whatever, he'll go to Primo, not the team. He'll say, and Keith Primo then will go to the players and tell them what he thinks is wrong. And it works the other way too, Sam. If the players are not happy with their coach, they go to Keith Primo and he'll go to the coach. It's like a catcher in baseball who has to talk to the manager about the pitchers. And it works perfectly. I mean, for Ken Hitchcock, who can be tough, and sometimes that gets old with players, he's smart enough to use the captain, and he's a good captain, and Keith Primo, to do a lot of the work for him.
Flyer forecheck has been outstanding early in the second period. They take the puck away. Carter hits the side of the net, and it's covered by Weeks. A good takeaway and a quick setup for the rookie, Jeff Carter.
Well, Carter has a long reach, a real long reach. And when Peter Forsberg talked about him today, he says, I love playing with him. I've never had a forward like him before. But what I like about him is he competes, he skates well, and he's got that long reach. He kept saying long reach. He can reach in and make things happen.
Carter's taking the second face-off he's taken on this line, on this shift.
On the right side of the ice, because it's a right-handed draw. That makes it easier for him to draw the puck back. Forsberg's a left-handed draw. And Peter said, yeah, on the right side, I'll probably let Carter take it.
Robert Ashe intended that to be a pass, but it went all the way down for an icing against Philadelphia.
You know, the other thing about Carter and Richards, these 2 kids the Flyers have in their lineup, is they won the World Junior Championships playing for Canada during the last holiday season, and that's pretty good stuff. You can see the playoffs, 21 games, 23 points in the American League.
Look at that. That's pretty good, John.
He hasn't changed much, other than he's grown about 6 feet since then.
Good young player. First-round draft pick in 2003, 11th overall. Flyers leading the Rangers 2-1. 2:10 gone by second period. Jed Ortmeyer playing it back. The Rangers, in light of the retirement of Mark Messier, one of the great captains of all time in the National Hockey League, are not going with a captain right now. They have 3 alternates. As Tom already said, he's getting to know his players better and to see who might be the good leader. Set up in front, tipped wide by Ortmeyer. Jamie Lundmark, number 17, on with Jed Ortmeyer and Blair Betts for New York. Mike Richards able to clear out to John Sim.
I think the Rangers will keep Yager with the A, Kasparaitis with the A. The third A, they may rotate it around to different players until they find somebody that they think will be their captain. Some of their young players show good leadership, but they're just too young.
Big collision in center between Ortmeyer and Richards. Rangers almost got caught with too many men on the ice. And Eric Desjardins for Philadelphia outlets. Richards' pass broken up by Kasparaitis. Turned into more of a defensive style game here in the second period. Another icing is whistled. And let's see, is there a penalty?
No. With this icing, the Flyers iced the puck. They're not allowed to make a player change. Rangers can, but since the Flyers iced it, they can't make a change.
Fans, we all believe in hockey. We all believe in the great one. And now, the next one. And next week, we have them both on OLN. Monday at 7 Eastern, Sidney Crosby, the #1 pick in the NHL draft, leads the Pittsburgh Penguins against the Buffalo Sabres. Well, there are some other good Penguins there, too, like Mario Lemieux. And Tuesday at 8:30 Eastern, the new head coach, Wayne Gretzky, and the Phoenix Coyotes go against the Dallas Stars. It's the NHL on OLN. Check your local listings. John will be in Dallas for that game.
Well, Mr. Gretzky called me today, but I missed him, Sam. Well, he was in the shower.
You think he was a little nervous?
I got to get a cell phone that works in the shower. Yeah, I think he is a little bit, probably, knowing Wayne. And I think he's excited at the same time. You heard Brett Hull talk about his players, the Phoenix players, being a little nervous playing for Wayne.
Brian Savage with a shot deflected by Malik. And it's brought out by Michael Roosevelt. There, Roosevelt took a hard hit. Flyers are out hitting the Rangers. And that's an important part of the Flyers game. The physical play.
And they haven't taken a penalty doing it, which is just about as good as it gets for their hockey. So great pass there.
Radivojevic off the feet from Pitkanen. Saved by Weeks. Big rebound. Went wide.
Ruchinski got there as Pitkanen, who started the play in his own zone with a great pass, went to the front of the net, almost got the puck, but Ruchinski was there.
Ruchinski moves in, centers for Nylander, and it was deflected away by Handzus.
One thing about Nylander, he's so smart, he loves to almost overpass the puck. He was in a shooting position, didn't pass it, Sam.
Penalty upcoming on the Flyers, their first of the game.
It looks like Radivojevic. Hooking call.
Branko Radivojevic.
The thing about that is the Rangers had their top line on the ice. They'll keep them out there, it looks like, to start the power play. A hooking call, so the first penalty to the Flyers. Radivojevic, number 19 on the left side. There's the hook. See, that stick is parallel with the ice surface. You've got to keep the stick down. It goes parallel with the ice surface and into the body. It's a penalty.
Nylander, Yager, Ruchinski, Pody, and Straka. 4 forwards on for the Rangers power play. Turner, Stevenson, and Keith Primo, the penalty-killing forwards, with Eric Desjardins and Kim Janssen, the defenseman for Philadelphia. Flyers a 2-1 lead.
Flyers are passive. See, they're not rushing out to the puck carrier. They're staying really tight.
Tom Pody winds, fires, baby. Save, a beauty by Edge.
Oh, beauty. You're right. And Pody with a good shot right from directly in front of the goaltender, but out at the blue line. It was a low shot, only about a foot off the ice. And with that type of save, no rebound. Robert Esch, who hasn't had a lot of hard work in the game, makes a nice save there on his team's penalty kill. He's standing straight up to look around. Now he goes down and makes the good save. He had to find a way to see where the puck was, so he was standing straight up to look around bodies. The thing got low and made a real good glove save.
Handzus and Nylander, good face-off win by Handzus. Rangers got it back, and then the Flyers take it away from in front. And it's cleared all the way down by Mike Knuble. Knuble and Handzus with Desjardins and Therrien for Philadelphia. Nylander's feed is to Ruchinski. Slowed down by Knuble. Puck comes to Nylander. Across to Pody. His shot was blocked by Therrien, and it's cleared. Some good passing. But big Chris Therrien, who takes up a lot of the ice, blocked the shot. A minute to go on the Rangers power play. Jaromir Jagr moves in. His pass intercepted by Forsberg, and he clears. One thing that head coach Ken Hitchcock did during preseason was teach penalty killing and power play to everyone so that he could have several units in case there are a lot of penalties called. Yager's pass comes out to Poti. Didn't want players sitting too long on the bench. He wants his players involved in case there are a lot of penalties. So he was using 4 or 5 penalty-killing units during the preseason.
Maybe they're trying to set up a play here, I think.
Nylander. Jamie Lundmark is on, number 17 for New York. Yager to Lundmark. His shot went wide. Good setup. Missed the net.
Yager's been on the ice a long time. He was on the ice prior to the power play.
Marty Straka for New York. On for Yager, who's tipped. He gets it back. He centers. It's blocked off the skate of Joni Pitkanen. Out to the point. Shot by Fedor Tyutin. A glove save again by Esch.
A little battle in front.
They want him to play it. He wasn't pressured right away. The referee, Terry Fraser, telling him, I want you to play the puck.
In Toronto at the Air Canada Centre, the Ottawa Senators are taking on the Toronto Maple Leafs, and right now the Air Canada Centre is a quiet place. Matt Sundin, their captain, their big man, their top player, was felled. Watch closely his face. Watch his face as the puck smacks him. It looked to hit him close to the eye, if not right on the eye. So we'll keep you updated on Matt Sundin's condition. Right now the Leafs lead that game 1-0. Back to Philadelphia.
Thanks, Bill. Oh,
was he not wearing a visor?
No visor there.
Didn't he used to wear a visor?
I think so.
I don't know.
That's exactly what I thought.
I don't understand why some players just won't wear visors. I don't get it. It's your career.
Just hope he's okay.
Me too.
Steve Ruchin for New York, checked by Kim Janssen. Ryan Holwig against Derek Desjardins. Now it's Ruchin. Taken away by Radovojevic, and out of the zone it goes. Kasparaitis got knocked down. He's been able to clear for New York, and Janssen plays it. Desjardins was another player who was injured during that Eastern Conference final. Breaking in, Mike Richards scores! Mike Richards in his first NHL game gives the Flyers a 3-1 lead with his first career goal.
Well, his parents are here watching. He takes the puck from the young defenseman Tyutin, showed some strength getting to the net, and he rifled a shot that was brilliant. And these fans are standing here in Philadelphia. They understand what this kid means to this franchise. My goodness. It's a long pass by Desjardins over 2 lines. You can do it to Richards. Look at that shot. He used his body to shield off the defenseman, and he rifled the shot. And the Flyers have a 3-1 lead. Brilliant pass by Desjardins.
Richards from Desjardins and Janssen at 7:23, and the Flyers have scored 3 unanswered goals to take a 3-1 lead. Another big hit. And that was by Mike Richards again. Flyers had a terrific draft in 2003. Sim was stopped. They got Jeff Carter with the 11th pick, and they got Mike Richards with the 24th pick.
They got Carter where they expected, but they were absolutely surprised that Richards was sitting there when the 20s came around, and they got him. So that's just a brilliant draft. That can set up a franchise.
Absolutely.
That
penalty called on the Rangers.
Well, this may be a really bad penalty, if it's what I think it is. Did a player from the bench reach out?
68 White has got 2 minutes for interference.
Interference on Yager.
His second minor. And then you see the referee explaining to him exactly what it was. Now, where's Yager? He's at the bench. He's not even on the ice yet. That's what I thought it was.
Oh.
You can't do that. He hasn't even gotten on the ice yet. I mean, that's hockey 101. This type of play is just, you can't do it. You see Ortmeyer trying to get off, Yager trying to get on. You got to be on the ice. You got to be in the play.
It's a new way to play the game.
Call it interference.
Okay. I think you can do that in bubble hockey, John, but not in the NHL.
I mean, he still had not joined the play, and Ortmeyer was in the process of getting off the ice. You know, again, it's Yager's instincts. You want to be involved, you want to make a play, you just reach out, just like he did on his hooking penalty in the first period. But boy, he's got to go through the learning curve.
Flyers' 5th power play, 1 for 4. Hansen's dropping it back to Forsberg, who sets up. Carter is in the slot. Forsberg plays it back to Kim Janssen. Simon Gagne is the other point man. It's batted out of the zone by Steve Ruchin. Ruchin and Jason Ward on for New York. Now Ward goes off and Jamie Lundmark comes on. 3-1 Flyers with just over 11 minutes to go in the second period. Mike Richards. Brought in by Forsberg. Richards goes to the net. Up with Gagne. Taps it over to Janssen. Forsberg to Janssen. Rister deflected over the top and off the glass. Sim got taken down. Richards with a puck. Pass deflected, comes through to Forsberg. Back the other way. Saved by Weeks. And a penalty called as Sim was cross-checked by Tom Poti.
Yes, to the back. You can use your stick to shove players out of the way. You can't use your stick to cross-check a player down to the ice. Sim made a great play, had a great shot, and Kevin Weeks with a brilliant save.
2 minutes cross-check.
Yeah, you heard it. 2-minute cross-check. Forsberg again. You see that? Forsberg put the puck down low, and there's the cross-check, knocking Sim down. Sim got to the puck after Forsberg made a brilliant pass. And you see the Rangers, 2 guys in the box for the second time. This will be a 43-second 5-on-3.
Flyers scored earlier on the 5-on-3 power play advantage. Desjardins to Janssen. Gets it back. Desjardins with room. Plays it to Forsberg.
That's what I do. I give it to Forsberg. Now that time Malik went to Forsberg.
Like Knuble, a big forward, is set up in front.
You can't let Forsberg own the puck. See, now they're starting to pressure him.
In front, open man. They went off the crossbar. Gagne with a backhander. I believe it went off the bar.
So Malik tried to get out there, and Forsberg still made the play.
He is threading it through beautifully. Another pass. Jansson's shot was blocked, and it's cleared out by Betts. Here comes Esch to play it quickly. Desjardins, quick transition.
And that means the Rangers can't change.
Forsberg across the Desjardins. It's a 5-on-4 now. Pass went off his skate. Yager is returned. He races for the puck. With Janssen back, Yager moves in. He shoots, saved by Esch. Drops the puck. Desjardins has it.
3 good catching glove saves by Robert Esch in this period.
Pass was intercepted, and the door was open to the Rangers bench. They may have had too many men on the ice.
No. Sam, there was a line change.
Okay.
A line change. They called it offside because when the mind you, the puck had not gone back in the zone. I think that. Too many men. You're right. They called it. Oh my goodness.
Yager had not gotten. The door was still open, and they ruled that Yager had not gotten to the bench.
Baby, the New York Rangers. This is like hockey suicide out there. They are just killing themselves with all these penalties they're taking. Watch Weeks here. He got that. He made the save on Gagne with his left pad.
My apologies.
Look at the vision of Forsberg. Forsberg drew Malik. The other defenseman went high. Gagne stayed in there, and my goodness, did Kevin Weeks make another wonderful save. Rangers are taking just really bad penalties here. You just can't take these penalties.
Ryan Holweg is serving the penalty. It's now a 5-on-3 for another minute. Flyers with every opportunity here to break this game wide open. And the Rangers making a lot of mistakes, taking a lot of penalties.
You can't jump on the ice if the player coming to the bench still hasn't gotten to the bench. That's another rule they've tightened up.
Desjardins with Pitkanen. Yanni Pitkanen. Desjardins steps up, down low. Back to Desjardins, saved by Weeks. Rebound is knocked down. Great play by Desjardins to knock it out of the air and keep it in. And again, it's Mike Richards. Back to Desjardins. John Sim set up down low. Desjardins turns. Richards. Desjardins. Now it's Pitkanen. Desjardins. The shot deflected off Kasparaitis. 8 seconds to go on the 2-man. That shot deflects wide of the net. Kasparaitis puts it up the boards. Desjardins got it. Now it's a 5-on-4. Poti is out of the penalty box. Pitkanen to Desjardins. Now Forsberg toward the net. Blocked. Got through. Saved by Weeks. Covers up. No, he couldn't control it. The whistle blew, but he didn't have the puck.
And what that does is Kerry Fraser thought that Weeks had the puck. He didn't. It ended up underneath the Flyer player. Faceoff should be outside, but the referee thought the goalie had it, so the faceoff stays inside.
October 20th, it's an all-new series on OLN, Shark Hunters. 10 teams, 4 dangerous tournaments, 8 perilous days at sea against the fiercest predators in the ocean. But with all the lying, spying, and cheating, there may be more sharks above the water than in it. Shark Hunter Ultimate Tournament Series premieres October 20th, 7 Eastern, only on OLN.
You want to talk about Shark Hunters?
Yeah.
San Jose Sharks hockey team. That's a good hockey team.
You're right about that. the air, played by Jeff Carter. 30 seconds to go in a 5-on-4 power play for the Flyers, who lead 3-1. Brian Savage behind the net. Out in front, just missed by Jeff Carter. Gagne plays it over to Handzus. That's Jeff Carter. Handzus tied up by Roosevelt. Savage plays it back to Janssen. Now it's Savage. 8 seconds to go on the power play. Handzus. Michael Handzus looking toward the net. Plays it back to Janssen. Kings are back at full strength. 3-1 Flyers. They wasted 2 big opportunities. 2 long 5-on-3s.
They've only had 1 power play goal and 7 chances, and 3 of them were 5-on-3s.
7:24 to go, second period. Flyers leading the Rangers 3-1. Another Rangers penalty.
And welcome back to Wachovia Center. It's 3-1 Philadelphia on the heels of a Mike Richards goal, his first in the NHL. Norm and Irene, Mike's parents, made the trip down from Northern Ontario. Folks, how nervous were you tonight? Mike says he wasn't nervous about Game 1.
I was fairly nervous for him. We're just from a little town, and yeah, we're very proud of him, though.
He's stockpiled reasons to be proud in terms of hockey. Is this the pinnacle for you?
This is high up there, yeah. The World Juniors was pretty high up there, too.
Well, great leadership. Now, Dad seems to be pretty quiet. He doesn't necessarily want to say too much. I think he's focusing on what's happening. Were you classic hockey folks? Did you drive into the rinks? Did you give up all that free time?
Yeah, we actually played in Manitoba, so it was a 2-hour drive every time we played hockey. So, yeah, we drove them everywhere.
Congratulations on a great start.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Irene. Guys?
Thanks, Bob. Congratulations to the Richards family. They talked about Mike Richards when Canada won the gold with the World Junior team. He was the captain.
And that's a thrill. That is a world-class, great tournament. It was held in North Dakota last winter. And next winter, it's in Vancouver.
Side of the net. There's Mike Richards. Fired on goal. Weeks got a piece of it.
It's a power play again, by the way.
Roosevelt went off. Bad news for the Flyers. Dennis Seidenberg. Meanwhile, Nylander breaks to the net. Put in front. Saved by Ash.
There'll be a penalty.
Upcoming.
Yeah, to the...
it's a penalty shot, I believe. Is he pointing penalty shot? Kerry Fraser looked like he was pointing penalty shot.
I think he is, Sam. Nylander will get it. And he's a tricky man. We saw him during the shootouts in preseason. Nylander with a brilliant move to go around the defenseman. Here we go.
Penalty shot has been awarded to 92 New York.
Nylander was hooked as he went to the net. He got a shot off, but they're giving him a penalty shot.
Well, watch. Jágr makes the play, and he goes right around. It's Forsberg, actually. Yeah, you know what? Forsberg lost his stick and just grabbed him. It was a breakaway, a 2-man breakaway. The Rangers did get the shot, though, and it used to be if you get a shot, maybe no penalty shot. Rules have changed. It's more liberal. Here we go. Fans are standing. Robert Esche in there, and Nylander is shifty. Has a great sneaky little shot. He keeps the stick tight to his body.
Nylander against Esche on the penalty shot. It hits the post. No goal.
Yeah, he went around the goaltender Esche and with a real quick move went up with the backhand and I think caught the outside of the goalpost. Now they want to take a look upstairs, but I don't think it went in. It looks like they want to have it checked upstairs. This will show us. Good move to his right. Oh, what did that hit? Oh, I think it hit crossbar goalpost. Crossbar goalpost. There's a little delay here as they're looking at it upstairs. There you see Esche. He's down. Nylander the backhand. Crossbar goalpost. No question about it. Great move by Nylander. And Robert Esche tries to go to his left. That's just a great move by Nylander. It didn't quite finish. Crossbar goalpost. It would have been 3-2. It stays 3-1. Rangers bench actually thought it was in. They're hoping, and it's against hope because that did not cross the line at any portion of the goal net. The entire puck has to be in. There's no doubt about it, Sam. That was crossbar and goalpost. Right. They're waiting to check it out upstairs. It's been checked on. Jim Doyle is the video official upstairs. They will look at it. All the different angles we had, they will see. And now they get back to business.
And the Flyers resume their power play.
1:09 to go on it.
Roosevelt is off.
Are we seeing a lot of different things? Penalties taken from the bench where Jágr reaches over and handles a puck. A penalty shot. Great move by Nylander. He actually had Esch beaten on the play, but the puck didn't go in.
This is good. This is a good start to the season.
We've seen about 3 5-on-3s by the Flyers. Sometimes you wouldn't see that in a month, the way the game used to be played.
Tim Janssen. John Sim to Janssen. Toward the net, but high off the glass. Handzus had it tipped away by Fedor Tyutin, and the Rangers able to clear it out. Simon Gagne back for it. Just under 6 minutes to go. Second period. Flyers 3, Rangers 1. Gagne, good carry. Around the boards, Kasparaitis takes a hard hit from Primo. Kasparaitis hits Gagne. Gagne moves the puck, but gave it away to Tyutin. Off the board, blocked nicely by Janssen. John Sim wrapped up by Tyutin. Kicks it in front. Knuble with rather Turner Stevenson with a shot that was stopped by Weeks. Jason Ward makes a move on Janssen. Janssen stopped him. Good play.
It's the playmakers too, Sam. That pass by Gagne out to Stevenson was another brilliant play.
Teams are back at full strength, and the Flyers are 1 for 8 on the power play. Shear with another hit. And a penalty upcoming on the Flyers.
Ortmeyer got knocked down near the Rangers' blue line. Take another look at the penalty shot. 3-1 Flyers. And Nylander, he's very shifty. Made a nice move, but didn't score.
Rangers thought they had a shot to get back in it. It went off the bar. We'll step out for a moment. When we come back, Rangers on a power play. Keith Primo in the penalty box for the Flyers for tripping second Rangers power play. Now, just after we got to the penalty box, he explained to the fans what the problem was on that on the call. He's explaining the penalty to them. Here's what I did.
Well, that's nice of him to explain to the fans. Hey, hockey's back. Sometimes you have to teach people as to why the call was made. He's helping out a fan wonder what happened.
Rangers are 0 for 1 on the power play. Flyers lead the game 3-1. Good takeaway by Therrien and able to clear the zone. Cody and Straka play the points. Jágr, Nylander, and Ruchinski up front for the Rangers power play. Jágr slowed down by Radovojevic. Radovojevic and Richards, Therrien and Desjardins for Philadelphia. Ruchinski, Straka, Cody. Quick pass from Straka to Ruchinski. Now to Cody and back to Ruchinski. Jágr fires it through the crease. It was tipped away. Good play by Radovojevic. Long shot, kick save made by Esch. Jágr working it behind Ruchinski. The stick of Ruchinski and Richards able to clear. A little bit of everything from Mike Richards. Some goal scoring, some penalty killing. This is his 5-on-5 play. Very impressive rookie in his NHL debut. Steve Ruchin for New York. Jamie Lundmark fires it through. Off the boards, it's Tyutin. Russian defenseman plays it to Straka. Chips it ahead to Lundmark. Has trouble with it. Cleared out by Gagne. Racing against Straka. And Straka able to tip it away and gets help from Tyutin.
A couple of great skaters there, Straka and Gagne. Both of them could really scoop.
Final seconds of the power play for New York. Played into the corner. Ruchin bangs it off the side of the net. Pitkanen tries to move it. Teams are back at full strength. Lundmark with a shot. He scores! Jamie Lundmark found a loose puck and put it over the shoulder of Robert Esch, and the Rangers have cut the Flyers lead to 3-2.
You know, from the point of view of the goaltender, when you have a rolling puck like this, it's hard to figure. Now, you can see Pitkanen hit Jágr. Jágr chipped it out. The puck was really rolling. And Lundmark just turned around and ripped it. It went through the screen of 2 players for the Flyers over the shoulder. And we have a 1-goal game with 3:04 to go in this second period. Yager made a pretty good play after Pitkanen was hurried, made a bad play off of Yager. Yager then helped Lundmark, who scores a big goal. He's needed to score for the Rangers. For him, it's a big one.
The Rangers need that from young Jamie Lundmark if he's going to be a factor for them as they try to transition into younger players. They need Lundmark to score. This is third year with the Rangers.
The Rangers penalty kill and Kevin Weeks goaltending kept them in the game. Otherwise, the Flyers could have blown the Rangers right back up the freeway to New York, but they didn't. The Rangers stayed in it. They hung around. Now it's only a one-goal game.
I don't want to be picky, but it's the turnpike, not the freeway.
It's still a freeway. No, it's an expensive way. That's a good point. It's an expensive way with a lot of traffic.
That's right. Jason Moore, 3-2 as Lundmark scores at 16:56. Holding almost deflected that one, but Esch got a piece of it.
Against the Forsberg line. It's nice when you play Forsberg, keep him in his own zone.
Dominic Moore. Harvard University product, plays it in deep. Ryan Savage swings it around the boards and out.
Moore was captain at Harvard.
Yes, he was. Puck taken back by Savage. Here's Carter. Pass blocked by Tootin. Michael Nylander. Double teamed, has it back. And the Flyers regain possession. Primo off the boards. Malik keeps it in for New York. Nylander plays it ahead. It's blocked by Jani Pitkanen off the glass. And icing waved off. No icing. Weeks travels out to play it. He can play it in front of the goal line. There's a long shot off the stick of Weeks.
Fans wanted a penalty to the goaltender, but you could play it above the goal line, not in the corners behind the goal line.
Quick shot deflects up into the netting. Jani Pitkanen getting out to block the shot of Michael Roosevelt. 1:10 to go in the second period. Flyers out shooting the Rangers, definitely out hitting the Rangers, but one bad note for the Flyers, one hit by Ryan Holweg sent Dennis Seidenberg out of the game with a concussion.
It's a goal scored by Strudwick, and this was the turnover where Forsberg made a brilliant pass to Gagne, and then here's the 5-on-3 goal. That made it 2-1 Flyers at the time. Look at this beautiful pass by Desjardins up to Richards. Great shot, showing some strength. And then the Rangers, after the turnover by Pitkanen, you can see Lundmark ripping a rolling puck through a screened or over a screened goaltender. That was Robert Esch right over his shoulder. We have a 3-2 game.
Desjardins is bumped by Straka.
Again, Sam, 8-2. The power plays in favor of Philadelphia. 3 lengthy 5-on-3s. And the Flyers with only one power play goal. That's a big story so far in this game.
Came on one of those 5-on-3s. Richards' pass was blocked. Now it's Knuble taking a hit from Ruchin. Knuble, good, strong forward. Around the net with a chance. Save made by Weeks. Out comes Marty Straka. Around the boards it goes. Marcel Hossa is there. Hossa knocked down by Knuble.
That's one of those plays where the stick went up to the roof.
Shot toward the net, it was blocked. Desjardins.
Sometimes you're glad when they don't make calls on the rough, tough plays, because hockey still needs rough, tough hockey.
Back in, final seconds. Blair Betts, shot went wide. Period comes to an end. The end of the first period, it was a one-goal game. At the end of 2 periods, it's a one-goal game. Jamie Lundmark with a big goal for the Rangers. But the Flyers have a 3-2 lead. End of 2 now. Back to the OLN studios to Bill Clement. Thanks, Bob. Flyers with a 3-2 lead. Flyers have had opportunities, especially on the power play.
Thing for Philadelphia to remember is they lost the defenseman Seidenberg. He did not play in the second period. And for the Rangers, they have everybody back. 2 best centermen regarding faceoffs. Hanzus for Philadelphia and Nylander for the Rangers.
Putin was hit by Brashear, and Brashear has been hitting hard and clean throughout the game. He's been the best hitter on the ice.
Double figures for him. He weighs twice as more as anybody else. We talked about Seidenberg, a fine defenseman. Betts moves across, gets in front of, Holweg gets across, hits in front of him. Seidenberg had his head down, and the Ranger player did not leave his feet. It was a penalty called boarding. I didn't think it was a dirty play by any means, but Seidenberg, who had his head down, was driven into the boards and his head hit the glass. Concussion.
Gagne just missed. Another shot was blocked. Good work by the Flyers down low. Now it's Nylander trying to get away from Forsberg. Little countryman.
They have a different lineup against the Yager line.
They started the period with the Primo line, then they changed up.
Yeah, they've gone to the Forsberg line.
Those of all to Luczynski against Forsberg and around to Yager. Those of all missed it. Luczynski's got it back. Here's Yager, pressured by Forsberg. Yager picked up by Desjardins. Got Carter working against Yager there. And now it's Nylander. There's Yager for a shot. Saved by Ash.
Beautiful. Great shot, great save.
Yager hit by Forsberg. The two superstars battling.
That was some hard-working shift.
Rangers come right back in. Luczynski by himself. Rangers were changing. Therrien with a takeaway and the outlet to Mike Knuble. Whistle down for an offside.
Yager has a way of keeping the puck extended from his body, and it's hard to check the puck. And then he has such strong wrists. The velocity on the shot is remarkable. And this was a shot, again, about a foot off the ice. And Robert Esche kicks out his right leg. There. Got it right off the very outside of his goal pad, down near the toe of his skate. That was a brilliant shot and a brilliant save.
Tom Cody for New York. And now Martin Straka. Knuble goes over to him. Esche out to play it. You can play it behind the net. Puck went off the glass up into the netting. And the face-off stays in the Flyer zone. John, what are your thoughts about the goaltenders and handling the puck, the way they've limited them to that area, the trapezoid behind the net?
I think if you're a good skating goaltender, yes, you can get behind the net and handle the puck inside those trapezoid lines. You can't handle the corner. But the good skaters get above the goal line, ahead of the goal line before the puck crosses. So it doesn't hurt them at all. And with no center ice red line, you can make long passes. I don't think it hinders goalies at all.
Straka. Marcel Hossa winding it to Steve Ruchin. Ruchin hit by Rathke. Straka works his way in front. Save was made and then cleared aside by Turner Stevenson. Lifts it out of the zone. Rangers have come out with a strong forecheck. So that puck is chipped into the Rangers bench, pressuring the Flyers. Take a look at Kevin Weeks.
Rangers signed Kevin Weeks. One reason is their goalie coach, Benoit Allaire, who was a very famous goalie coach. Weeks wanted to play under his tutelage. And when you watch him work in this game, he's very quietly been spectacular, especially when the Flyers have been on the power play. Kevin Weeks is a competitive goaltender. His last stop was in Carolina with the Hurricanes, and right now he's proving that the Rangers made a good choice in signing him.
And we were talking with the former Carolina Hurricane, Sammy Kapanen, the injured Flyer, who said he loves Kevin Weeks. Said he's a great team guy, really cares about his teammates, and helped lead Carolina to the Stanley Cup Finals when they lost to Detroit.
Kevin Weeks has good work habits. And I didn't know, a lot about him, but when you hear a former teammate say what I loved about him was that he's such a caring guy for his teammates in the locker room, that adds up. Mike Richter was great in that role as a player who cared about his teammates. Of course, Mike, now the former Ranger goaltender, is retired. So if Kevin Weeks keeps stopping the puck like this, it'll be a good marriage with the Rangers.
John, interesting about both these goaltenders and the charitable foundations that are involved with.
Kevin Weeks has a golf tournament held in the Barbados. Each off season, he had Lou Gossett Jr. be a keynote speaker. Monies go to the kids there in the Barbados to help for career planning for them, to buy equipment for them for practicing. And then Robert Esche has one up in the Utica Mohawk Valley, upstate New York, for kids under 18 with real bad diseases, much like Make-A-Wish Foundation. They raised $350,000. Governor Pataki of New York is a big helper with them. And they took their free time and do a lot of good things with it. Penalty here, I think it's against the Rangers. Interference call.
Terry Fraser makes the call. Darius Kasparaitis goes off, and the Flyers get their 9th power play of the game.
Number 6, New York, 2 minutes interference.
You could see there, he knocked his man down when the man didn't have the puck. That's Brian Savage. Savage moves up. Oh, yeah. Kasparaitis, that's an instinctive play that you used to be able to get away with. He was buying room for his teammate, Moore, who had the puck, but he can't do it. He knocked him down 6 or 7 feet away from where the puck was. There's no question that that's a 2-minute minor.
Forsberg, Richards, Knubel, Janssen, and Gagne for the power play for Philadelphia. 4 forwards, 1 defenseman. Good hit by Richards, who takes the puck away. Mike Richards having a very impressive NHL debut. He scored a goal, and he's been all over the ice. Power play, penalty killing, even strength. He played the body well. Forsberg controlling. Forsberg sliding in, drops it back to Gagne. Now to Kim Janssen. Jason Ward and Dominic Moore, the penalty killing forwards for New York. Long shot, deflects wide. Jason Strudwick and Tom Pody, the defenseman. There's Forsberg. Sliding it across, missed by Janssen.
Oh, it's like a Sam Rosen first tee box golf swing.
You know, I've gotten better. You know that. I hit the ball now.
Sam, those extra 4 feet in the end zone. That's good. That's good. The extra 4 feet in the end zone, that makes a difference.
Yeah. It really gives you more room in the offensive zone to make plays and harder for the forwards to get out.
Yeah, they can't go chasing the defensemen all over the place, and it allows you room to make plays, which is nice to see. Power play percentages should be up, or at least opportunities. The Flyers, their percentage is not real good with 36 seconds to go now and not getting much going.
Let's go downstairs to Bob Harwood. He's got a special guest. Bob.
Thanks, guys. With Darian Hatcher, you have to practice patience for a little while longer. How long and how tough are these 3 games you have to sit out?
Well, it's really tough, you know, with coming to the new town and sitting out a full year and not playing hockey. It's really tough.
How much of a draw was Ken Hitchcock and your history together in terms of your decision to come here?
Well, knowing Hitch definitely helped things a lot. I talked to him prior to signing, and it was one of the big factors.
You guys talked about your off-ice training just a few weeks ago in camp and the rowing machines and the actual boats. Were you a blisters guy?
I wasn't a blisters guy.
Or the extra underwear, fellas. You heard it here first, Darian. Thanks.
No problem.
That shot through traffic, a save, and Weeks finds the puck and stops play. Moments ago, Keith Primo had a move with his hands. Just a fabulous move, just deflected.
Yeah, the puck
just wide of the net.
Slithered wide.
Great hands for a big man.
Weeks finding the puck through all kinds of traffic here. Look at big Keith Primo in front, tough to knock down. Flyers use some big people. It could be Primo, it could be Knubel. And Weeks able to use his stick and pull the puck back to his body and hang on. Primo takes the draw against Ruchin. Ruchin is a good face-off man. When he played in Anaheim, that was his last stop and only stop before coming to New York as their team captain the last time he had NHL hockey. He was one of their best face-off guys.
Successful penalty kill for the Rangers. The Flyers now 1 for 9 on their power play. 3-2, Flyers leading it. Rangers scored the first goal of the game. Flyers the next 3, and Jamie Lundmark here with a puck got the last goal, cut it to 3-2. Good play by Eshoff to carry him off the end boards, and play stops. Flyers with 12 power play shots in the game. They've had 17 minutes, 31 seconds of power play time.
That's not good enough for them. You know, that has, with them not scoring on their power play and that much time, the Rangers have had to kill penalties, including the 5-on-3s. The Flyers should and would expect more from their power play. Their lack of power play and the Rangers' good penalty killing and Weeks goaltending is the reason why this game's close.
Better Tootin puts it ahead for Dominic Moore. And deep for Ward. Knocked away. Holwig with a hit, actually shoved Perry into the boards. Holwig's not a big player, but he plays a physical game. He went falling over Desjardins.
Both defensemen caught him behind the net.
Putin winds it deep. Ratchi playing it out of the zone.
Think about Holwig. You said not as a penalty
to the Flyers.
You know, Holwig's not a tall guy, but he's 208 pounds. He's built like a fire plug and loves to hit people. High sticking call.
Power play for the Rangers, their 3rd of the game. Flyers still leading it. It's a hockey night in Philadelphia, back where we belong.
Look like triplets there. The Rangers, when you think about this game, you think about their don't have a player that's a captain. Mark Messier retired just prior to the beginning of training camp. The last cup the Rangers won, led by Mike Keenan and their club, along with Neil Smith, the general manager, was in 1994. Who will be the Rangers' next captain?
Jaromir Jagr takes the shot, he scores! It goes through Robert Esch, and Jaromir Jagr has tied the game at 3 with a power play goal.
You know, during the TV timeout, Sam, Jagr held a little, along with the coaching staff, Jagr was in charge of trying to control and say what the power play should be and how they were going to run it. While they take the face-off and they control the puck, Jagr just moved in, and it goes through the left arm and the body of Robert Esch. He's been really good with his catching hand. He's made 3 or 4 great saves with that catching glove. That time it squeezed right on through, and we have a 3-3 game with 13:32 to go. It was a power play goal.
Jagr gets the goal from Straka and Ruchinski at 6:28 to tie the game. So the Rangers 1 for 3 on the power play in the game. The Flyers 1 for 9.
Be interesting to see now. 3-3, 13:25 to go in the third period here in Philadelphia. Will the Flyers get tight? Will they relax and play? Will the Rangers just relax and play and start staying out of the penalty box? A lot of questions over the next number of minutes.
The opening night numbers for Jaromir Jagr, and he adds to them. Our first final score has come in, John. The Florida Panthers have shut out the Atlanta Thrashers 2-0 in Florida.
Roberto Luongo was the goaltender there, and does Kovalchuk sit there and say, they need me, they couldn't score, they really need me?
Well, the offer goes up, maybe another $1 million or so.
It's already $29 million for Schneggels. I mean, how many more for Schneggels do they have?
Edge firing the puck around the boards.
You have to remember, teammates have to be paid too, so there's a very interesting dynamic there. If one player wants the biggest chunk, and he is the best player, well, what about everybody else? Because you have a cap, you can't go over as a team. Well, it's interesting.
Michael Roosevelt playing it over to Marek Malik. The shot save made by Esch. Talking to the Rangers about their team and what's different about them, they said the work ethic. And the Rangers' work ethic has gotten them back in this one. Next Wednesday, Survivor is going back to the beach. But, John, this is no vacation. It's the most primitive Survivor yet with notorious bad boy Boston Rob. Survivor Wednesdays, 3 back-to-back episodes every Wednesday at 7 Eastern, beginning next week on OLN.
Rangers have Straka. No, that's Nylander. I'm sorry. Nylander playing.
Radovojevic moves in with Primo. Primo against Kasparaitis. Good move, and he shot it wide. Boy, for a big man, he's got terrific moves. Stop. Let Kasparaitis go flying by and missed the net with a shot. Ruchinski and Primo.
Primo took a run at Ruchinski, and Ruchinski won. Here we go.
Here's Brashear carrying in. Kasparaitis there toward the net. Just under 12 minutes to go. Third period. 3-3 the score. Straka.
Radovojevic was on the Primo line. Earlier it was Stevenson, so Hitchcock making a few changes at the Flyer bench.
Jagr's pass was blocked by Pitkanen. Jagr has it back. Jagr seeing extra time.
That was the end of a shift. That was a long
shift for him.
And Nylander.
Ortmeyer with a run at Radke. Pitkanen is stopped by Strudwick. Buffalo has defeated the New York Islanders in Buffalo 6-4.
That got a little nasty at the end of the second period. DiPietro, the goaltender, was mad at one of the Buffalo Sabres.
Sim dumps it in. And OLN will be in Buffalo Monday night when Sidney Crosby, Mario Lemieux, Sigmund Palffy, and the Pittsburgh Penguins meet the Buffalo Sabres.
They're down 4-1 tonight in New Jersey.
That goes off the post. Jamie Lundmark, who scored 1 goal, drove in front but hit the post.
As of right now, the Rangers are all working the Flyers. 3 shifts in a row.
Malik missed the net. The puck all the way back in the Rangers zone, played by Roosevelt.
You watch the shifts after a goal scored. And the first shift after the Rangers tied this game, the Rangers outplayed the Forsberg line. And they've kept working here.
Savage moving in with Stevenson. Off the stick of Stevenson. The puck played by Dominic Moore.
So the Flyers have flip-flopped Stevenson and Radovojevic, two wingers, now playing with different centermen. Here's Forsberg's line on the ice. You always have to be aware. 3-3 game, 10 minutes to go. What is Forsberg going to do?
In deep, Straka for New York. Checked by Carrion, who held him up a little bit. Puck taken back by Simon Gagne. Nice moves as he controls the puck. Plays it to Forsberg. Good pass. Gagne moves in. Gagne back for Carter, and he was held up in front.
Well defended by Tooten. Got body position on the inside of Carter. This Forsberg line has been kept together. Ken Hitchcock has not messed with that line.
Jardin swinging away from Marcel Hossa. Jardin slides it down the boards. 9:25 to go, third period. 3-3 the score. Brzezinski moves out for New York. That's across to Nylander, and the Rangers are offside. We'll step out for a moment. The Rangers coming from behind. Jaromir Jagr with a power play goal has tied the game. 3-3.
Penguins and Devils in New Jersey tonight, and Sid the Kid is on the board. His first NHL point. Check for the vision. He found Mark Recchi. Bang. They're still trailing 4-1 to the New Jersey Devils. That's in the third. Back to Philadelphia, Sam and JD.
Thanks. Thanks, Bill. Nice pass by Sidney Crosby. There's a penalty by Peter Forsberg as Brzezinski came across the line.
Well, he
so
would have
get a power play.
Brzezinski tried to stop after he made the pass, or else he would have been offside. Forsberg made him go offside away from the puck. Gary Fraser the call. It's a penalty. The Rangers in a 3-3 game now. Go on the power play. They scored on their last one.
This is their fourth of the game. They're 1 for 3. Straka trying to keep it in was blocked by Desjardins. It gets it to Jagr. Cody and Straka play the points. Jagr, Nylander, and Lucinski up front. Flyers with Radovojevic and Primo, Carrion, and Desjardins. Jagr shoots. He scores! His second in a row. Jaromir Jagr gives the Rangers a 4-3 lead.
It's just a powerful wrist shot. There's nothing more than you can say than that. That's 3 points now for Jagr, 2 goals and an assist. And look at, he's got room. Now he knows there's a screen. And that's what he takes advantage of. That long reach and his powerful wrists. He absolutely rockets this shot. And it's right past the body of Esch before he hardly even sees it. Jaromir Jagr is taking control here in the third period. The last Rangers exhibition game, he did the same thing against the New Jersey Devils. Here's a bench reaction. They have the lead. 4-3, 2 power play goals in the third.
Back-to-back power play goals by Jaromir Jagr. And the Rangers, who are down 3-1, have scored 3 straight goals. Jagr's second of the game. From Cody and Straka at 11:26. Marcel Hossa working against Mike Knuble. So the Rangers specialty teams have come through big time. Their penalty killing is 8 for 9, and their power play is 2 for 4. In front, they score! Marcel Hossa found a loose puck sitting in the crease for his first goal, and 4 straight Ranger goals give them a 5-3 lead.
And that shot on goal evens the shots at 24 apiece. The Rangers are outworking the Flyers. They've got the puck in the zone. This is a shift after the Flyers gave up a goal. You expect more from your team. Rangers outworked them, and Hossa just stayed out of the play. Waited, and sure enough, the puck came to him. I think it went off Pitkanen's stick, and Hossa just popped it over the line, and the Rangers, who are down 3-1, and they're hanging by a thread because they spent the majority of the second period in the penalty box. Well, now they lead by 2 goals. It's a strange game sometimes.
Hossa from Ruchin and Holwig. So the rookie Ryan Holwig with his first NHL point.
Rangers outworked them. The last 2 goals the Rangers have scored, they've outworked the Flyers. The shift after the goal was scored.
11:59, the time of the goal. Rangers 2 goals in a span of 33 seconds. And taking a 2-goal lead. And they've scored on 4 of their last 6 scoring chances. Cody back for the puck. Icing whistled against the Flyers. Right now, the Flyers are really off their game.
Sam, one thing we saw with the Rangers club, and that's Hossa, he's the goal scorer. We have seen them through preseason, and you've talked to players, as have I. They said they're a much more hard-working hockey club than they used to be. Now watch Ruchin's shot, and actually Pitkanen has had the puck go off of him a couple of times right to Ranger players to goals. But even away from the actual puck going in at the net, it's the Rangers outworking them in the end zone, like they're doing right now.
Holweg toward the net, steered aside by Esch, recovered by Moore. Given away to Desjardins, but he's pressured right away by Holweg, who takes it away. Set up in front, saved by Esch. Jason Ward with his shot.
Against Forsberg's line.
And just what you said, John, the work of Holweg took the puck away from the Flyer defense. Kim Janssen chased by Moore.
Against Forsberg's line.
Turned it over.
Now you do this when Forsberg's line on the ice. Line is on the ice. A penalty.
Moore reached out with a stick and tripped up Keith Primo.
It's the best thing that can happen to the Flyers right now, even though their power play has not been very good. They haven't been out of their own zone in about 6 minutes, so they need something to jumpstart their team. Moore lost the puck. He was covered by Rathje, and then his stick got in the way, and one of the Flyer players went down. So Moore, in the offensive zone, after working hard, takes the tripping call. The Flyers they just simply need to find some momentum. Even if they don't score, they got to get out of their own zone and get it going here. They're down by 2. Yeah, well, 6:50 to go in the third.
Flyers need something here, and a big opportunity. This is their 10th power play of the game. They're 1 for 9.
It's a different looking unit. Richards in the middle, Knubel and Sim.
Pitkanen and Rathje play the points, but the Rangers shorthanded move in. Jed Ortmeyer on the puck. Ortmeyer with Blair Betts, Michael Rozabal, and Marek Malik. Rathje plays it to Knubel.
The work by Ortmeyer knocked off 15 seconds of the Flyer power play.
Blocked at the line by Malik, able to get it out. Betts sends it all the way down.
Quick change for the Flyers. Janssen back on the ice. He can quarterback the puck up the ice. They need to, if they throw it in, to get it in smartly. That first rush, they didn't.
Good pressure from Jamie Lundmark on the forecheck for New York. Kim Janssen outlets to Mike Knubel. Drives it toward the net, sticked aside by Weeks.
That was a fake play, Sam. Knubel went to fire the puck around the boards and decided to put it on net to try to fool the Rangers goaltender. That was a heads-up play.
Around the boards. Janssen with a wrist shot. Saved through traffic. Weeks was screened, but he got it with the glove, knocked it down, and covers up with 1:01 to go in the Flyers' power play.
At this point, Weeks hasn't had pucks sneak between the arm and the body. He made a good save and held on. Again, a tricky play by Knubel when he fired the puck in. That was the old deception move. Look right, shoot left, and try to fool the goaltender. So Weeks comes up with a key save on the point shot from Kim Janssen.
Out to Gagne for a shot that's blocked by Steve Ruchin out of the zone. Gagne on with Kim Janssen, Peter Forsberg, Brian Savage, and Michael Hanzus. The puck hit the net as it went around the glass and up into the netting. They'll bring it out for a face-off.
Forsberg's the one that shot the puck. Now, Peter Forsberg needs a good shift here. He's had a tough go here. He was in the penalty box for the 4th Ranger goal, and he hasn't been able to generate offense. First game back in the big leagues after missing a lot of time. Plus, he had the ankle injury. He had a bursa sac that had given him problems, so he had that removed surgically. He had a brilliant first half of this game, especially with his passing skills for 2 goals.
Early in the game, it was Forsberg. Late in the game, it's been Jagr. 2 superstars doing their thing. Flyers move in with 30 seconds to go on the power play, but the Rangers clear it out.
Even the power play looks like they're having problems now. Where does the puck go? Who do we give it to? 2 dump-ins have not worked. That was a turnover a moment ago, and they haven't set up at all with only 15 seconds to go. The Flyers have not set up in this power play.
Pass for Forsberg, missed connection. Rangers clear it down. Janssen backcourt. Blair Betts on him. Now it's Gagne. 5 seconds to go in the Flyers power play. Keith Primo moves in on Rozabal. Ortmeyer against Brashear. Power play is over. Flyers 1 for 10 on the power play. They've had 19 minutes, 31 seconds of power play time. That shot deflects into the netting.
Face-off this time will stay inside as it went off Malik, the Rangers defenseman.
Rangers leading the Flyers 5-3.
Power play.
Jaromir Jagr has scored 2 goals. Marian Hossa won. Marcel Hossa won here in the third.
Yeah, sometimes it can look like Marian Hossa. Jagr there with a wrist shot that went through Robert Esch. Here's a play where it rebounded. The puck did right across to Hossa. His first goal as a New York Ranger. He scored a lot of points in preseason for Montreal. The Rangers picked him up in a trade just for his goal-scoring ability, and he got an important goal here in the third period.
Face-off win by Primo, but it's out of the zone, John. But I think the most important goal of this game was late in the second period. Flyers were up 3-1. Jamie Lundmark found a loose puck after a turnover in the Flyers zone, fired it by Esch, gave the Rangers some life late in the second period.
Rangers took some bad penalties, real bad penalties, and they'll talk about it, but they just didn't seem to quit. And that's a trait we've seen with their club all through preseason. Flyers have 4-10 here to get 2 goals. There's an offside call. As they're out of sync, the Rangers have had a lot of confidence here, a ton of confidence.
Flyers played very well early, controlled the game. They were very physical, but they didn't capitalize on the power play chances.
And long 5-on-3s. You have to score long. Well, they scored on the one. That was the Forsberg play to Knuble. But they had chances just to basically gift wrap this game in their favor. And the Rangers were allowed to hang in with some good goaltending, great goaltending, and some really good penalty kill. And next thing you know, their big boys have scored.
Hossa moving it across to Luchin and on to Straka. Played in front, saved by Esch, or did it hit the side of the net? That pass from Hossa to Straka.
Maybe the side of the net.
Nice play between Hossa and Straka. Rangers controlling the puck in the Flyers zone.
And the clock ticking on the Flyers team with the puck deep in their zone.
Richards took it away, then was hit by Straka. Here's a chance for Sim, trying to find the puck against Strudwick. Fired by Knuble all the way through. Heikkinen couldn't keep it in. Yes, he did, but then it's cleared out by Cody. 3:20 to go in the third period. Rangers 5, Flyers 3. Malik sending it around to Ortmeyer. Jeff Carter took it away. Cody able to bat it away from in front. Ortmeyer skates clear of the puck. Couple more finals. Washington has defeated Columbus 3-2 in Washington. Montreal with a late power play goal in the final second, winning in Boston 2-1.
Rick Nash did play for Columbus after being out with an high ankle sprain, so you know he can't be on the top of his game. Chances this period: Rangers 7, Flyers just 3.
On November 5th, OLN will never be the same, John. It's OLN's all-new series. Wanted, Ted or Alive. Rock and roll legend Ted Nugent puts 5 city slickers through a rugged 7-day survival competition of swamp dives, wild boar hunts, and more. If nature doesn't beat him down, Uncle Ted will. Wanted, Ted or Alive, an original series premiering November 5th at 8 only on OLN.
I'd love to see a Sam Rosen, one of those city slickers, trying to give it a run next summer. Oh, baby.
Yeah. I'll see a wild boar. I'll get the helicopter out of there. Jeff Carter. Moore against Forsberg. Forsberg played it to Gagne. Out to Heikkinen. Long shot tipped away by Malik. 2:20 to go in the third period. 5-3 New York. Flyers' next game is Friday night here against New Jersey. The Rangers play tomorrow night in New York. Their home opener against Montreal. Long shot knocked away with a blocker by Weeks. 15 games. Every team in the NHL playing tonight. The relaunch of the NHL, and it's great to have hockey back. And everywhere we've gone, fans have been excited about the return of the NHL, and that's great news.
Right now, the fans here in Philadelphia are shocked.
Yeah.
As are a lot of people.
Luczynski. Well, it's interesting, John. High expectations here. The expectation's not high for the Rangers.
No, not at all.
This season, because this is a transition year for them.
Underneath the radar screen. But I'll tell you, Sam, when we watched the Rangers play 2 years ago, their work habits now compared to then are probably 30-40% higher. And it's shown here in this third period. The Flyers are going to be a great team. But they have to figure out that sometimes if you're not playing a 5-on-5 game, it becomes a game of specialty teams. And they're going to have to deal with it in a much better way than they did tonight. Plus, Robert Esche had a couple of pucks squeezed through him, and that's got to change too.
Puck was touched with a high stick, bringing a whistle, and the puck out of the zone for a face-off with 1:06 remaining in regulation time. Robert Esche putting up as many as 4 goals in only 3 of his 40 games in the 03-04 season. Rangers getting 5 on him tonight. Esche goes to the bench. Flyers net is empty. They get an extra skater on with a minute to go. Ruchin lifting it out. Yanni Pitkanen. Mike Richards, pass blocked by Straka. Rangers with a terrific third period. They totally outplayed the Flyers here in the third. Outshot them to this point 10-5. And 3 goals. Forsberg deep. Trying to play it back. Comes out in front to Pitkanen. Looking for a shooting lane. Blocked in front by Ruchin. Janssen was blocked by Hossa. Here's Richards. Around to Pitkanen with 22 seconds to go. Centered. Richards chipped it wide. 15 seconds to go.
Richards had a great chance. The puck went off the heel of his stick.
Knuble plays it deep to John Sim. It deflects in front through the crease. Richards, back pass out of the zone, and that's going to do it. So opening night in Philadelphia, a disappointment for the home fans, for the visiting New York Rangers. A terrific third period and a great comeback. Down 3-1. They get 4 consecutive goals, 3 in the third, and win it 5-3.
In this game, the Rangers had better goaltending. They had better penalty killing, a better power play, and they had the better work habits in the third period. For the Philadelphia Flyers, it's 1 down. It's down 1 game. But this is going to be a great hockey club. This is a team that is going to, without question, contend for the Eastern Conference Championship. But they need better work habits, especially in the third period. They need a better power play.
We saw great things from Peter Forsberg early in the game with a couple of assists. We saw great things from Jaromir Jagr, who came up with 2 goals in the third period and added an assist as well. For Kevin Weeks in his Rangers debut, a very successful one. Here in Philadelphia, they welcomed hockey back. Stay with us because we've got a great post-game show coming up with Bill Clement, Keith Jones, and Neil Smith. They'll bring you highlights from all the games around the league. We'll be back on that. Stay with us. For Bob Harwood and JD, this is Sam Rosen. Thanks for being with us on our debut on OLN. Rangers beat the Flyers 5-3.